Hello, my name is Emily Wilkerson. I'm a missionary wife in West Africa. I would like to tell you a little bit about my life, starting off with our weekly services. Services in West Africa be held in a simple building, out in the open in the village, and sometimes just under the nearest mango tree. I also had the joy of taking part in the children's ministries as my language abilities progressed, teaching lessons, simple songs, and Bible memory. Now, making visits in West Africa is a big deal. Going to someone's house and them preparing a meal for you means so much to them. And alongside that, hosting them into our home also meant so much, opening our doors and welcoming them as friends and family. I was able to be a part of organized evangelism with several ladies in the church on multiple different occasions. And for the past 2.5 years, our main ministry has been learning the language, which has been a little difficult, but so needed for us to effectively serve the Lord. Church cleaning was a great way for women to get involved in a weekly ministry for the church. And also preparing meals for special events is another great way women could get involved into the church. Because most meals were cooked over an open fire in big pots, women would get to the church as early as 4 a.m. to begin preparing meals for that Sunday special event or any other type of conference we might have had. But they love to prepare for the church and they love to serve. Now I would like to tell you a little bit about mom and wife life in West Africa. As you can see here, I'm in the back of the church service on the floor. This would be considered a nursery area where you could take your baby that's just being a little rowdy and needing to be separated from the main service just a bit. Here's another example of a little nursery on a mat away from the main service, and another one that was held during a special event. Now, most of my life in the home consisted of pretty normal things: laundry, cooking, and cleaning. Here's a little tour of our home. This was one of our bathrooms. This was our living room in Bobo Dioulasso, Burkina Faso. This is the play area for the boys that we had, and the boys' bedroom. And this is our pantry. You can see a couple of American goodies hidden in there. Now, any kind of meal that we would want would usually be prepared from scratch. So the pizza dough and sauce would be from scratch, and the cheese would be hand grated. This is homemade bread that I got used to making. This is a cake, not very well done, but it was good. And here we ordered chicken for my birthday, and they were nice enough to include the head. I made sure to always save bones for bone broth. And we always had fresh fruit cut up in the fridge. And of course, you have to find a way to make some good coffee wherever you're at. Now I'd like to take you through our market, or I should say grocery store. This grocery store had a meat counter, about 5 different rows to go through of dry goods, and it was the nicest grocery store we had in Bobo at the time. For any vegetables or fruit, we would go to the market or go to a fruit stand that might be on the side of the road. We could also get our eggs here and little odd and end things. And one of our favorite places to go for a date was actually a gas station and get these teeny tiny gas station cappuccinos. Now let's talk custom clothing. In West Africa, you can pick a fabric, and once you get to the tailor, you can look through several different magazine options about what you might like to have, what model you would want to wear. Here's a couple options that I had looked at. Then you take your fabric, you give it to the tailor. He will look at the model, and then he will replicate that with your measurements. It's very cool. Now, the medical side of West Africa is not top of the line, but the Lord definitely has given us what we need when we need it through the medical system in Burkina. We had 2 of our children in Burkina, Asher Benson and Alaska. This is one of the meals I received in the hospital. It was really good. Here's one of the places where I was getting a vaccine for Asher. And here is an ultrasound. You can see Alaska there. Did almost my entire pregnancy in Burkina with Alaska, and she was born a tad early, but she did great. All right, let's talk about cross-cultural friendships. And this, of course, is friendships with people from a different culture. This was something I had prayed and asked the Lord to give me specifically, especially since we did not know the language upon arriving in Burkina Faso, and He answered those prayers above and beyond anything I could imagine. These are some of the sweetest faces and friends that He could have given us, and we are so thankful for them. And now I'd like to finish up the part of missionary life that is our teammates. We were blessed with some of the best teammates in Burkina Faso. These are the people that are going to help look after you when you're sick, help keep your kids when you're in the hospital having a baby, help look after your kids when they get bumps and scrapes, and even travel with you to go visit new countries that you feel the Lord might be leading you to. These are some of the sweetest friendships that the Lord has given us while on the field. And no, we may not all be perfect, but God used each of these families in a special way to help us learn and grow during our time in Burkina Faso. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about my life in West Africa.